You know, my brother and I always said it would be super cool to be in combat together, because we were together in the military the whole time. We were in the 82nd together, we were in Special Forces together, and then we were at Delta together. When we got that opportunity in the summer of 2005, when there was a big surge, we were deployed at the same time. I met with him in Baghdad, just gave him a high five, and they were headed out west to the desert, and we were headed to Ramadi.
There was a mission that came down, and I will say that everyone knew it was just dicey. It was a long drive through areas that had been heavily IED'd, with a lot of different choke points. And overall, there was a place we were going was an absolute shit show. And it was one of those nights where literally everyone had that feeling. And of course we did what we were supposed to do, which was continue.
The moment that I found out that it wasn't cool to be in combat at the same time was I was sitting in the operations center after we'd come in from doing a mission, and he was launching on a mission, him and his group. So they had started movement, and then during the middle of their movement, all of a sudden there's a call over the radio.
We rolled out of the gates, and I was driving the last vehicle in our convoy, and I think it was maybe about an hour into the ride. I had direct line of sight over to the lead vehicle, and it was obviously at night, driving with night vision, and I saw the flash. Just long before hearing anything, I saw the flash, and I registered. It's like, they're gone. Of course, everyone stopped, and then I heard the bang. And they had hit a massive IED.
So then a call came over the radio and said, we have 3 killed, 2 wounded that are expected to die, and then multiple wounded. At that moment, I felt completely and totally overwhelmed. Number 1, because those were my brothers in arms that were out there. Number 2, because not only were my brother in arms out there, but also my actual brother, and I didn't know if he was dead.
Time stood still. I can recall that memory like it was right now, because I knew that I had friends that were no longer with us. In fact, I thought everyone had died.
And so during that waiting time, I was just absolutely helpless. And then normal procedures is once the guys on the ground get everything, settled and squared away and medevacs out, then they give the call signs.
I mean, my life was definitely changed, yet there were people whose lives were changed drastically more than mine. Loved ones that didn't have husbands and dads come home, loved ones that had a dad come home that couldn't walk anymore. A man that I respect with the utmost of admiration for the way he continues to live his life moving forward. And in those moments after, once it all settled in, I realized that I was finally in a place where I was afraid to die. And I felt like a coward.
The one aspect of it is that, I fancy myself being a professional. It's like, hey, it doesn't matter that my brother's there. I'm going to act and do accordingly. And yeah, that was a lie. But we hadn't experienced that before. Is like, hey, because he was my brother, it just amped it up even that much more.
In that moment, I wanted to guarantee that I was going to make it home. I wanted to guarantee that I wasn't going to end up less able than I was when I left. And then I realized there was no guarantee, and that I was there with one goal, intent, and purpose, my purpose in life, which was to serve, which I had done since I was 17 years old. And in that moment of facing my own mortality in my own way, in prayer with my own God, I made a deal, and I got clean, and I never was scared again as it relates to me losing my life, whether I would or not. I knew whatever happened on the battlefield was supposed to happen, just like it was for anyone else. And I was able to move forward, and we moved forward. I'm here to tell you that was a beauty in serving in the organization that I served in, because within 36 hours, we had our boys taken care of, headed back home, and we were back to bringing the heat to the enemy without hesitation. and in honor of those who had lost their lives and had their lives changed just merely nights before.